Now there's serendipity happening. How many of you remembered last week was Father's Day? I'm not allowed to raise my hand. Even though I are one and got calls, I totally forgot. So we had the whole Sunday service, and not once did we say Happy Father's Day. So grandpas and grandmas and fathers, Happy Father's Day a week late. Watch this. Every day is Father's Day. Not that we see it, ever, but that's a whole nother issue. But it's the thought that counts. Speaking of the thought that counts, we're going to tune up the Unity Band. Let's stand and join together in the silence. In this moment, peace is here. Love is here. Truth is here. God is here. And we take a moment and acknowledge His presence, moving in and through us this day. Oh, loving Father, Mother, God, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the opportunity to come together this day. This day we choose to be open and receptive and responsive to your instruction and to your guidance. This day we express gratitude for the opportunity to worship, to sing, and to pray in the name, in the nature, in the power of the Christ. Amen.
We're also, before that, going to have the reading of the daily word, and our new official member is going to do that for us. Anita, thank you.
All right, so much in one Sunday. The daily word for today is, I am the beloved of God. In times of darkness, I remember difficulties give me a chance to grow. I faithfully turn within for wisdom and peace. As my old thinking clears away, divine light radiates from my heart to every aspect of my life. I dance in grace, knowing I am a wondrous creation of God. In this state, my eyes open to everyday miracles. The sun rises every morning and nourishes the planet. Rain waters the soil, and trees bear the fruit I enjoy. On top of that, Earth is home to so many amazing animals. God, the source of all creation, is active in my life too. I confidently affirm peace, happiness, good health, and prosperity. I am the beloved of God. And from 2nd Song of Solomon, verses 11 and 12, For now the winter is past, the rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth, the time of singing has come. Namaste.
And part of who we are is affirming who we are on a regular basis. And the more you do that, the more it will show up. That picture will show up in your world. Let's take our affirmation together. I am a child of the living God. I have within me the all-creating power of the Christ. It radiates from me and blesses all whom I contact. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I am now in the presence. Let's rest in that and join with Bridget. I am. From your heart now.
I am,
And having spoken these words of the truth of us, we breathe, and gently and easily we move to that place within us that Jesus called our inner closet, our secret place. It is that place within you where there is no question, there is no doubt. It is that place within you where you take the opportunity to commune with our loving Father, Mother, God. This day, no, it's a two-way conversation. Begin by listening. For in your prayers you have asked. Here in the stillness and in the silence, answers come. This day, I say thank you. And I reach out and claim these gifts that have come to me this day. This day, all my needs are met. This day, In this moment, I affirm my oneness. As I accept these gifts, I know they come to me this day wrapped in love. I choose to immerse myself in them. And in doing so, each and every cell of my being responds. In this moment, I am whole and free. In this moment, I am renewed, re-energized, revitalized, and I am grateful. And as that gratitude swells up, I remember I am a channel through which good flows into my world. And in this moment, I open that channel wide. From me, through me, good flows. First to this place, to this room, joining with other thought of like mind, growing in strength and in power. And in this moment, as I am touched and blessed, I say thank you. I allow this flow to continue from me, through me, into our community, wherever that might be this day, touching each and every one of God's children. And in this moment, I am blessed. I choose to continue to be a blessing. From me, through me, from this place, through our community, into our city, into our state, across our country, touching, healing, and blessing each and every one of God's children. And in this moment, I am blessed. From me, through me, around our world, touching, healing, blessing throughout our universe. In this moment, I remember, in spirit and in truth, we are never separate one from the other. And somewhere, somewhen, someone is saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the gifts that came from you, through you this day, are gratefully received. And that gratitude swells up and returns to you. And in this moment, I feel our oneness. I breathe our oneness. And I rest in our truth for one holy moment. knowing there is more yet for me to do this day, holding to this experience we have shared, I now gently and easily bring my attention back to this room, to this place, to this now. And I join with you and pray as Jesus, our elder brother, has taught us when he said, "As for you, pray therefore in this manner." I've often said that if you'll just get out of the way, God will show up in miraculous ways and find the words, find the picture, the expression to show in your world, and you just have to say, yay, and go with that. And so, doing that, you get this. You get the saints come marching in as we began this morning. You get those patriotic songs that remind us that this country in which we live is an idea. An idea. And based on what's gone on in the last couple, 3 weeks, each of us has a little bit different idea of what that looks like. Hopefully we come together under one banner. Now for me, that banner is under God's grace. That's just Rob, I say it for what it is. But we come together on that. I believe. In God I trust is not just something that's on my money. It's the truth of who I am, and I'm always looking for new ways to express that in my world. And when they come up, I like to share them. And you get to choose whether to say, yay, I can go along with that, or, Rob, you're full of prunes. And either way is okay, because guess what? I still love you. God loves you, I love you. It doesn't matter that we have a difference of opinion. It doesn't matter that our vision may be different, one from the other, about how we're going to express this truth of who we are. I'm going to love you no matter what. It doesn't matter the baggage you carry with you. You know what that looks like. It doesn't matter what you think you have done not to be loved. That's not true in God's eyes, nor in mine. I love you. Right where you are, right now, with all your stuff. Yay! Why? Because in it, I have the opportunity to take a look at me and see where I can learn to grow. One of the things I've shared with you a lot recently is that I've been working on this notion of cooperation. I want this body temple. This is the only temple that God built. This one right here. You're sitting in yours, by the way. It's the only temple that God built. Every other temple, including this one, is man-built and an idea. But this temple, God built. Having said that, then this temple should be one of cooperation with the one. So I'm learning how to change my language and to eliminate the war in it. So my immune system is no longer at war. My immune system is lovingly, with huge grace and blessings and compassion, surrounding those cells and particles that were not part of the original design and loving them away. And my system has divined a way to do that. Thank goodness. My sinuses are working like crazy. All of my system is. Because I quit fighting it. I love everything. Each and every cell. And physically, I will tell you that I have had in the past here on this side of my cheek and on this side, those things which are, my dermatologist would have said, this would be a really good time to nuke them off, cut them off, or get rid of them. And I have said no. Well, Rob, you can hear it coming, right? Those things are bad. And Rob loved him for his advice and said no. And said, wait a minute, these cells are not part of the original design. They're just not. So I need to love them for what they are, bless them, and send them on their way, which leads me to what I'm doing today. Praying with a purpose. I'm not praying to get rid of this. I'm praying that this may see the truth. So it's not about getting rid of. It's not about fighting. It's not about struggle. It's about cooperation. My purpose is to see all of God's creation from the light of the Christ of me. That's the instruction we got from Jesus. And when you will open to it, it will show up in your world in amazing ways. I did a memorial service yesterday, 2 this week, one on Friday and one on Saturday. But the one on Saturday was out at St. Rita's Retreat, which is not too far from here. It's over in Gold Hill, and it's an absolute beautiful facility. And if you ever have the opportunity to go out there, please do. They have a great, nice little labyrinth, and they have a little grotto. And that's where we had the service, and we still have some flowers from there. Okay, and it was our member and friend, Terry Parks, who passed, and Patty Van Scoy and her whole family. We just love you and bless you and know that you're in God's loving care right now. But one of the things that happened during that, I didn't say anything at the service, I'm giving it to you first, is one of the things that happened in that service is as we are at one ment, in other words, we all have come together, we're in tune with who we are. I watched the butterfly land on that. A monarch. And you don't see a lot of monarchs in this part of the world. I'm talking about on this was a bigger spray at the time and was on the stage behind me. Right on that. And then flew to some daisies and then off. And later, as one of the speakers was beginning to wind up her memories, on the hillside, because we're in a little grotto, and on the hillside, a deer walked by with a fawn. About that big. Okay? Still in baby spots. And I mean really baby spots, not just kinda. And I use that to remind that group and to remind you that life is eternal and it shows up in your world when you are willing to open up to it. Just as a reminder that yes, we have transitions in our life. Yes, we have challenges in our life. But when we learn how to pray with purpose, to understand that what I'm after in my prayer work is to move forward in the truth of who I am with an intention to be the truth, not just talk about it, but to live it. And it shows up in a lot of ways. It showed up on these windows, on this wall. It showed up on this bench right here, which you can't see if you're watching at home, and this pile of stuff behind me. Because in the last month, beginning with Sock Sunday, followed by Shampoo Sunday, followed by Undie Sunday, and now into the pantry, all for the Maslow Project, so that those people who have so lovingly opened their hearts to work with our homeless kids, we have the opportunity to play with them. In addition to that, as a church, we also tithe to our community, because that's part of where our good comes, is from our community. And so in addition to all of this, our church is going to tithe real close to $200 to them as well. So they get all this tomorrow or Tuesday. Christmas in June. Okay? That was a prayer with purpose. It was a prayer I held for the month. I'm not the only one who did. For those things that are needed to come together, to be distributed, so that I can move out of the notion of lack and limitation. It's going to take me a while. I'm not there yet. It's okay. We're moving towards it, because in God's world there is no lack. There is no limitation. It's only in my understanding. And so my prayers then begin a shift, so that I have a direction to take. Now, if you don't have a direction, good for you. Now that may sound a little weird. So then the prayer gets easy. Dear Lord, guide me. In fact, maybe that's easier. Because sometimes when we want to pray with purpose, we want to put a picture on it where we say, God, take care of this. And I don't want God to take care of that. I know it's already taken care of. That's the problem, is I expect something outside of me to handle it. And the truth is, it comes from in out. So what I'm asking for now is, help me to see that limitlessness. Help me to clarify my vision. So that's my purpose. Help me to understand and honor those with whom I disagree. Let me see past the surface. Let me see instead where we are in unity, where we agree, and let us come to an understanding of how we collectively can move forward. And whatever that looks like, so my world changes. And that's huge for me. I don't know if it's huge for you or not, but it is for me. Because as I begin that process, wonderful things happen. I'm finding I don't apologize as much as I used to. Particularly with the words, I'm sorry. I am not sorry. I've been sorry, but no. I apologize means I have made an error for which I take full and complete responsibility. An error. It's mine. I own it. Comma, however, and it is done. And my next chore is to move forward as best I know how and not make that same error again. And every time I make an error, I think to myself, I'm in really good company. Not just you guys, which don't make errors. I do. You guys are fine. But even our beloved brother Peter, 3 times. Jesus who? Jesus who? Jesus who? Right? We also deny that truth of who we are. And part of it is learning how to overcome that. That's part of praying with a purpose. My purpose is to see the truth of who I am. A lot of times I'm not sure how to do that. A lot of times I'm not sure how to articulate it, but this I have discovered. It begins with a base understanding that God is love. God does not love, God is love. And from that love, then I can begin the process of coming from the inside out. It begins with painting that picture that I hold of me right here and now. Breathe. In looking at that picture, I say, and I join you, ask you to join with me, I love you. Together. I love you. I breathe. I hold that picture. I bless you. Together. I bless you. I breathe. I hold the picture. I appreciate you. Together. I appreciate you. And now the big one. Hold the picture. Look through it to the truth of it. I behold the Christ. Together. I behold the Christ. That, my friends, is a prayer on purpose.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.